And we are now confused to the point of not knowing what God is saying and what men are saying. I'm not trying to want to nail people. I'm not trying to want to nail our leader, our spiritual leaders. But many of them, many men of God are not really speaking the voice of God. They're not really speaking the heart of God.
Right.
Some of them are, I wouldn't say maybe they've been bought over. Many of them have got their candidates. Me, I don't belong to no party. I don't belong to APC. I don't belong to PDP. I belong to God. So all I want to do, anyone that is going to be there, let the Lord lead them right. Because when we're conscious about PDP will do it right, APC will do it right, if the time of Shagari, some people suffered and some people were blessed. Even the time of good luck, some people received bad luck and they went into trouble. And during the time of Buhari, some people are enjoying now. It's about table turning. It's about turning, God turning the table towards you. When you pray for you, it doesn't matter who gets there. That is when we say God, his own thought is always, he said, my ways are not your ways, my thoughts are not your thoughts. As the heaven is far from the earth, so my thoughts are far from you. Like one of the governors who thought he was going to, like he would be going back for the second time, and all of a sudden something turned around. People have gotten some pastors, some people praying for him that would have told him he would do the second time. But all of a sudden, everything turned around. So majorly, I've always been advising people that anything you do, just pray that the will of God should be done. When Moses wanted to take step, he said, God, if you will not go with me, I will not go. And that's one of the prayers. Every time I pray, I'm always like, God, whatever you're not ready to give me, don't let me have. Whatever you're not ready to protect, don't give to me. So I'm not too anxious about accumulation of wealth or some of the things I'm going to achieve. All the time, I've always been saying, God, let thy will be done. What we just need to do now, that will be done, because we're seeing so many pastors who have said, this will be the governor, this will be the president. Peradventure, if any of them should come, they'll begin to publicize it. I said it, I said it. But now God is now trying to want to prove to them that, no, my ways are not your ways. You cannot speak for me. Let me speak for myself. Because some people have started taking God's glory. And there is no way you will take God's glory that your life will not end up a story. So when you allow the will of God to be done, I've always been telling people go to most white garment churches, Celestial Church and all that for miracles. But you don't have to go to church for miracles. Go to the church for relationship between you and God. When the relationship is perfect, there's no church in heaven. And the Bible says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Some people are not going to church and they are blessed. Some people are not going to church and they are doing well. Some people are not going to church and they are flourishing. The Bible says, those that know their God shall be strong and they shall do exploit. And you cannot do exploit without purity of heart. And the Bible says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So when we talk about purity of intention and purity of growth, if you want to become a leader, or you want to become a governor, or you want to become the president, what are your intentions? Why do you want to get there? What do you want to do it for? If you're a pastor, preach, tell them the truth. That if you're there, make sure you are not adding problems to this country. Not when they will use your aircraft or they use some of your things to manipulate and attack the future of your children, attack the future of Nigerians and youth that are just coming up. There are lots of youth who are permanently shifted in their mentality, but they are being blocked. But when the time comes, life is about turn by turn. When it's your own turn, you get there without struggling. But there are a lot of men of God who've really been trying to want to take the place of God, and that's why I believe many are confused now. Every pastor, every prophet, every man of God must really understand the place of his or our purpose in the ministry. Like the way we do it here, our own tithes, we use it to pay bills, like helping widows in the church. I have never been part of church money. I'm just put aside, and we have committee for that. Our own tithe is for widows in the church and the less privileged. Even our choir choristers, those who are singing in the church. If anyone should gain admission, and we know that their parents are not privileged to send them to school, we are the one that will send them to school up to university level. That's what we use our tithe here to do. Because the Bible says, bring all tithes to me, to the house, so that there will be food in my house, there will be meat in my house. My own perception is the tithe does not belong to the pastor. The tithe belongs to the church. It's never bad for you to pay tithe, but what do you do with the tithe? We use it to pay. There are some women who are on salary. Some of them are even outside here now, who are on salary. There are some widows who are on salary, and we've been doing that for the past some years now, and that's what we're really working on. We have people, I mean, from different departments, like we're just trying to have our own church banking system in a way that you just go to get loan, but the loan will be without percentage, no interest on it. Get it as long as you are committed to the church, committed to the department. The soft loan will give you reasons or opportunity for you to start a small business. So when you start a small business, you begin to increase, you begin to grow. So during the time, some people who are in the church, that we don't want somebody to be looking up to some people as if they are better than them. We have to create job opportunities. Like, okay, what do you have? What do you have passion for? What do you want to go into? And we support them. So that's what we do with our own church tithe. That tithe, it's not. I don't believe the tithe belongs to the pastor, because it's. I believe anyone that comes to church is public fund. And I've been to America. I've been to some places to where the government are really putting their eyes, and they're really monitoring the income and expenditure of the church. Like when money comes in, they want to know. When it goes out, you want to know. So some people will ask me, okay, how have I been living? What am I doing? I'm a writer. I've been able to write some books. And as a prophet, if you pray for some people who are blessed will come back to bless you. And the way they are blessing me, I bless back. I bless the church back. Like we've been able to do the road now, to do the paving stone. I did when somebody gave me money, I gave it back to the church. That was when we were able to pave the road and the drainage. Somebody gave me money up 2 years ago to buy a Range Rover Sport, and I said, okay, what am I buying a Range Rover Sport for? When my members and some of my members are still crawling. So I gave the money back to the church, and we used the money to buy that building. We want to have our own nursery and primary school where our members will be going, but not expensive. It's not possible. It's going to be free of charge, because we still use the money of the church to service the school. Yeah. So the less privileged among us who haven't got the opportunity to go to better school, because we really want it to be a very good standard where we have screen, we have TV, we have air conditioner. You know, somebody whose father is a kind of rider now attended such school. They ask you, why are you attending that? Because of our church, because I belong to that church. The 20 naira, the 10 naira of people in the church, would I buy Range Rover when I'm not going to be able to cross some people over? So if I've been able to buy that Range Rover, the Range Rover would have been losing value now, probably would have lost value. Yeah. And it would have depreciated. People would have announced, Genesis just, I have only one car, one for my wife, one for myself, and that's all. It's not about accumulation of wealth. So I am not part of church side. So it depends on the perception of the pastor or the way the pastor is being led. I cannot speak for any church, but I'm only going to be able to speak for our own church, the way we do our own. But my belief about it, the tithe does not belong to the pastor.
You also believe that
the satanic assignment that is working against churches all over the world now is disunity, where many churches are proving this one is superior to this one, and they are trying to want to compete by having mega churches, by trying to want to take territories. Like I have 10,000 members, I have 100,000 members. Now there are some churches that are making millions. Okay, let me say, okay, in a year, if our church should decide to give 5 million back to the state, and other churches bring 5 million back to the state, or together we're able to build a school and we hand over to the state, some people will be privileged. Because I remember I didn't go to school, I didn't go to university, I didn't go to polytechnic, I didn't go to theology school, I went to University of Problems, Faculty of Understanding. I've been able to build myself to the glory of God through personal development, studying. I could still flash back to when my mother was to send me to school. It wasn't easy for us. So if some people have been able to help us then, maybe something would have been better. And that's why I've got that mindset that whatever God has blessed me with, or whatever God is blessing me with, I want to give back. It is the assignment of the church and some leaders who are religiously connected to God to add value to the society. If like in my house, I have 21 people. I think you follow me now to the house, you will see them. I have about 21 people living in my house. The house is a 3-bedroom, but all those young folks, I met them differently. Some of them are members of the church, some of them are my son's friend. So even when I had the opportunity that my son get admission, he was supposed to go to Canada this year, last year November, and was supposed to pay $25,000. we have schools in Nigeria. Why don't you go to a school in Nigeria and let me use the remaining one to assist your friends? I met them. Some of them are orphans. Some of them I've never seen their parents before. Some of them I've not seen their mother. They live in their house. When you see us eating in that house, you will ask how I will manage it. But it's in the glory of God. And my wife is very calm. She loves people the way I love people too. It is not about now, it's about the future of those kids, because they will remember that somebody took them in. A guy in the church, lost the father, lost the mother, and the grandma came to me that he wanted to take him to where he would learn mechanic. And I said, he happens to be a friend to my son. Why would I be alive and this boy go learn? Bring him back to my house. He just gained admission out to Unilag. Before we know it, in the next 4 years, it will be done. I've got to about 2, 3, 4 graduates, like some study law, some are into IT. And my son is in Nigeria. Why? If I should pay that $25,000 or $28,000 November, I'll be thinking of paying another one now. Then I begin to run and begin to do more than what the Lord has deposited inside of me. My son is brilliant. If God says he's going to do his masters over there, I've got a lot of people outside the country that will do it. But I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden to anybody. I want to be a blessing to all my members and people around me. And I told my son, I said, you will make me happy by studying in Nigeria, and we have whatever I'm able to gather. We used to help your friends. So like about 5 or 6 of his friends now gained admission together, and they're going back to school. And I want to tell you, it's not from church money. When you come to me after blessing me, I keep it. After blessing me, I keep it. Because I remember when I was carrying load in Oshodi, when I was there's a market they call Cairo Market, where I used to carry load with my mom. 34B Brown Street was where we lived, and Oladele Oshodi was where my mother was selling pepper. I used to flash back to that time. That's okay. What am I going to do to the society? Very soon we're planning to donate a transformer. How are we doing it? Because the income and expenditure of the church is about transparency. I am a leader. I am younger than all our leaders. I started the church. It's not that somebody built it and brought me here. No. And I'm not in charge of the money, because we're beginning to have branches. But where there is transparency,
how many branches now?
3 now. So when there is transparency, as a leader, you have peace. Like this year, I returned 2 cars. The first one gave me in the early the year. I said, I was just joking. How many of you like to buy me a car this year? And people ran out that they're going to buy me a car this year. And one boy bought one for himself this year and said, Daddy, because of the faith I have in you, take my car. I just bought it. I said, okay. And I'll ask him, okay, take your car back. If in his miracles, I was blocking his blessings. Some people, this is not the era of spiritual gullibility. Some people are so gullible that they've allowed men of God to take the place of God in their lives. And I told him, I said, which one will you be riding now if you give it to me? He said he doesn't have anyone. I said, and I'll ask him questions. So as your pastor, I will be riding your vehicle, and I will see you driving your vehicle, and I will see you on the road, and I will say bye-bye to you, and I will be driving your vehicle, and you'll be trekking. And I've gotten one before. My wife has gotten one before. He felt bad. He reported to the person that brought him to church. I wouldn't know the church he was attending that has really built his faith, but he's now a member of Celestial Church, Genesis Global. He now said maybe Daddy was trying to block his blessings. And I told him, I called him again. I said, where is your father? He said, in the village. Where is your mother? He said, the father and the mother are the parents are in the village. I said, have you been able to buy a car for them? He said, no. He said, and I asked him, you don't want for yourself. You've not been able to buy for your father. You've not been able to buy for your mother. And you want to give me another one. He was just looking at me. I said, if you cannot buy for your father or your mother, don't give to me. I have one already. To the glory of God, I have peace. Because I can't just imagine my member trekking and I have about 3, 4, 5 cars and I will say God is blessing me. That's not God's blessing. That is wickedness. That is selfishness. That is greediness. That is the reason. The opportunity by taking the place of God. Why you are ordinary man and you are taking the place of God. The guy that gave me another car of 15 million, he came for the harvest. A lot of people came from America. A lot of people came from London. We had about 50 or 60 people that came, and this guy brought a car, 2016 or 18. He gave it to me January 1st. I was just Range Rover. No, is it Range Rover? Jeep or something? Cherokee Jeep, 2015. So 16. So he gave it to me. So when he gave the key to me, I said no. He now said, God said as I was singing, he should give it to me. And I told him that when you were coming from America, you had the intention of bringing this car to Nigeria to spend He's not been in America, he's not been in Nigeria for years. So he came, he had the intention of selling the car and use the money to settle some people in the family and bless himself too. I mean, bless the in-law and all that. And the in-law is a member of the church. But because this guy didn't sell the car on time, he said, I am dashing you the car. I said, no. He came to my mother's house. He was begging me. He dropped the car. He dropped it in my house with the paper and everything. And I told my wife. And my wife said, no, we shouldn't take this car. And I told her to, we're not taking this car. And I called him. I said, but when you were coming, you never. It was because you didn't sell the car that you're now giving me the car. You know what? If your spirit is saying you should buy me a car, sell this one. Settle the people you're supposed to settle in the family. Let them laugh through you. At the end, if you now have the mind of buying me any car later, if you wish to buy for me, but not this one. He felt bad, but to the glory of God, I was able to really prove it to him why I said so. And I told him, I said, there are people with dirty minds against pastors, against men of God. You wouldn't know when some people in your family will say, when you took it to one seller church, maybe he was unable to sell it, maybe the man has laid his hand on it, that if he didn't sell it, you will give it to him. He didn't look at it from that angle. And I said, now if I should collect the car, they will say, okay, maybe when you didn't sell it, you're unable to sell it, you dash me because I didn't make I blocked you from selling it. And they will have given me the car. But where to? That is my question now. So it's not about having it, it's about maintaining it. If I should have a car of 15 million, or 35 million, or 45 million, how about maintaining it? I'm not ridiculing God, I'm not limiting God. But I know the journey is still far. My life is to impact my generation, affect people's lives, and that's why I have never been part of church money. And what we do is, and that's why the church is growing. Now we're well over 5,000. The church started around the Sherry is well over 5,000 too. Why? Because sometimes I'll preach in the church and God says, I'll tell some people, okay, you don't have, you pack the money, just go, take the offering, go, because you're a member of the church. And what are we buying? Fuel, pay salaries and all that. Okay, at least if one member should laugh, that will be in the record. So towards December, there's a family in the church who has been building a house for 8 years. 8 years. So I was talking about stagnation and all that. Some came out and I said, but how will you feel if God asked me to complete your house? And the woman fainted. Like, no, that they've been trying to want to build the house for 8 years. And God said, okay, I shouldn't know. Whatever it's going to be, I must go and complete the house. 2 rooms, we should make it 3-bedroom flat, complete it, do the borehole, do everything. We've done the water, we've done everything. The lady said she's not been able to eat, praying for me, fasting for me, but she was still imagining how she will move into the house with the husband. And this thing is really making me happy as if the house is mine. It's not about what I'm going to be able to accumulate or what I'm able to gather for myself, but the lives I'm going to be able to affect positively. So that is it. So about Nigeria.